Everyone, Sarnai, good evening, Dhamma friends. Today we are going to begin Sutta studies with a new Sutta. To discuss Dhamma in Sutta study class is a blessing for all of us. We try our best to provide the opportunity for all friends to discover the Dhamma, perhaps that you already know, perhaps the new factors of Dhamma for the benefit of everyone. Let's begin today's Sutta reading by paying homage to the Supreme Buddha. Let us recite Namo Tassa 3 times to respect the Buddha and observe all kinds of moral principles. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. I pay my homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today, the sutta we selected is also from Majjhima Nikaya. This sutta is from the third book of Majjhima Nikaya called Gopaka Moggallana. The translation goes like this: the discourse to Gopaka Moggallana. It is sutta number 108, and this is one of the suttas delivered by Venerable Ananda after the passing away of the Supreme Buddha. We can find such few suttas in the Tripitaka that Venerable Ananda mainly delivered these discourses. We can assume that this sutta and few other suttas were delivered between the passing away of the Supreme Buddha and also the first Sangha Council, which happens 3 months after the Mahaparinibbana. So Gopaka Moggallana Sutta is a good sutta to understand what exactly the disciple should take refuge after the teachers passing away. And this sutta also tells us the information how venerable monks practice the Dhamma as a bhikkhu and bhikkhuni right after the Buddha's parinibbana. From various aspects, we know that when the leader of the house or leader of the institution or leader of the country, passed away, the very family or the organization or the country or any place is going to have some troubles. The Sasana also got some issues, as you know. Venerable monks headed by Mahakassapa Thero and Ananda Thero and Anuruddha Thero, Upali Thero, they were able to solve it clearly with the support of the rulers at the time. However, we can expect such issues into a certain extent any place. So this sutta tells us how bhikkhus and bhikkhunis control it and what kind of things they use for maintaining everything as it is. Again, this sutta at the end of the sutta tells us that if Dhamma exists in us, we are going to be respected. Whenever a monk or nun or a layperson possesses Dhamma, they are respected by everybody. Unless there is no respect and there is no followers, and it's very difficult for him or her to be a leader of the community. So let's read the sutta as it is and understand the Dharma. Basically, I think 60% of the discourse is a conversation between the Venerable Ananda and Gopaka Moggallana, and right after we come across the conversation between Venerable Ananda and also Ajatasattu, the king Ajasat, and then we come across Vassakara, the minister of Ajasat. So these are the characters of this discourse. At one time, not long after the parinirvana of the Supreme Buddha, the Venerable Ananda was staying in the squirrels feeding ground in Veluvana, the bamboo grove, near Rajagaha. Those who have gone to India still see these bamboo trees around near Rajagaha, and still that place is called Veluvana. Now at that time, Ajatasattu Vedehi Putta, son of the lady Videhi. So basically, those days in 6th century BCE, sons were recognized by the mother's name, not the father's name. But time has come to change it. Now we are all called by the father's name. But those days, it was different. Ajatasattu, King Ajatasattu of the Magadha, being suspicious of the Raja Pajjota, was having Rajagaha fortified. Even the king like Ajatasattu were not very much happy about everything. As you know, Samanya Pala Sutta from Diganikaya tells us that he was so upset about what he was doing to his father, to his mother, basically to his father. So once when he realized his mistake, the father had gone, so that he was unable to sleep all night, and he was searching religious gurus for overcoming that sorrow, that lament, that problem, that mental issue. And finally, he came to the Buddha at Jivaka Ambavana, and we can see that story from Samanya Pala Sutta. So, apart from that kind of problems, being a king, you are always worried about possible invasion and also downfall of economy. And when it is going up, it is also a lot of work. So, being a king is not easy. It's a lot of work. So, in this case, another king was not that much happy with King Ajatasattu, and he thought that King Pajjota, that particular king that could invade the Rajagaha, was preparing himself with so many things, and as a response, King Ajatasattu also was going here and there, making arrangement, security, and so many things. So then in the morning, Venerable Ananda, having dressed himself, taking robe and ball, entered Rajagaha for alms. Then it occurred to Venerable Ananda, it's too early to go on Pindapata. What if I go to Brahmin Gopaka Moggallana's place where he works? There was a factory like things for Gopaka Moggallana. And Venerable Anand thought that I should go to Gopaka Moggallana because I didn't meet him for a long time. Then Venerable Anand went to that particular, factory owned by Gopaka Moggallana, and Gopaka Moggallana welcomed Venerable Anand with greetings, and then they were having a kind of discussion about usual thing. So Venerable Ananda sat down on the prepared seat. The Brahmin Gopaka Moggallana took a certain low seat and sat down at one side. Sitting in one side, the Gopaka Moggallana asked this question from Venerable Ananda. Master Ananda, is there a single monk who possesses all those qualities in every ways as those possessed by the Gautama Buddha, the Arahant, the fully enlightened and self-awakened. I think the question is very clear. Is there any monk like the Buddha? Which means Buddha had so many wonderful, marvelous qualities, and after the Parinibbana of the Buddha, is there any monk who possessed all these qualities the Buddha had? I think the very monk who could answer for this question is nothing but Venerable Ananda, because after the first 20 years of the Buddha's ministry, that's mean for 25 years, the Buddha, only Venerable Ananda was living close to the Buddha. Every day, we don't hear any days that Venerable Ananda took leaves from his duty. So during the last 45 years of 25 years of the Buddha's life, Venerable Ananda was with him. So Venerable Ananda was not the attendant for several other. I think Venerable Ananda became a monk during the first trip to Kapilavastu. So since then, up to the point he got the appointment, great attendance, he was with the Buddha. But basically, we can assume that for the last 25 years of the Buddha's life, Venerable Ananda was with the Buddha. So that this question is the question could be answered by Venerable Ananda, but not anyone. Yeah. The other reason is Venerable Ananda was recognized by the ordained and unordained disciple that he is the foremost of remembering the Dhamma entirely. So that this question could easily be answered by Venerable Ananda. What is the Venerable Ananda's answer? There is no single monk who could possess all the qualities of the Buddha, all the Dhammas of the Buddha. Then for the Blessed One is the one who opens a path. This is a very nice, very famous statement. For the Blessed One is the one who opens a path where there is none. I would like to read this one in Pali because it's somewhat famous in the literature. Give me a second. This is the statement Venerable Ananda made. Bhagava anuppannassa maggas uppadeta. Brahmin, the Buddha, is the one who anuppannassa maggas uppadeta. If the path is not clear, he is the one who clear it. Asanjatassa maggasa sanjaneta. If the path is, give me a second, who brings forth the path not yet brought forth. So if there is anything to explain about the path, he is the one who explained it. Then anakkata samaggasa akkata. So so who points out the path that is not yet pointed out. And then the pathfinder, magga kovido, magga vidu, magganyu, magga kovido, magga nugapana etari savaka viharanti, and so forth. Venerable Ananda says, Buddha is the one who showed us the path. His duty is to find out everything for us. So his disciples even now dwells as accomplished followers after him. Because of these qualities, nobody can be equal to the Buddha. Venerable Ananda's answer is like that. This conversation was between the Brahmin Gopaka Mukallana and Venerable Ananda was interrupted by the visit of Vasakara, the minister of Ajatasattu. So Vasakara was one of the greatest ministers, and he's the one who actually built Pataliputra. When the Buddha was going through, Vaishali, Vasakara was based on the advice of Ajatasattu. Vasakara was building fortress in Palalup or Pataliputra, and that is the beginning of Pataliputra. Pataliputra was the capital for Emperor Asoka. So here Asakara came in and paid respect to Venerable Ananda and asked this question: what was I interrupting when I came? Then Venerable Ananda said, this is what we were discussing, and this is how we discussing. Then Vasakar also continued the discussion with Venerable Ananda. It is amazing that what is how exactly is there Master Gautama not a single monk that the Master Gautama had appointed? Thus, so couple of questions like that was going on and on in the in the sutta to tell us that Vasakar cleared his mind from this fact that the Buddha did not appointed any monk, but leave the Dharma as our teachers. At the end, Vasakara said that because Vasakara thinks in a different way. He is a state minister, very close to King Ajatasattu. So long he stayed in his position, so that his thinking pattern has been changed. And in other words, his thinking pattern is quite suitable to a minister of the country. So if you are a doctor, your thinking pattern always projected according to what you discipline on in your studies. And if you are a farmer, your thinking pattern is always projected according to your profession. And if you are a business person, you always think about using those business methods. So likewise, when you are a monk, when you are a nun, when you, depending on your position, depending on your skills, everything decided so that here, Pasakara, being a minister, said that it is impossible in our case to think that you have a refuge, because the master has already gone, and it's very difficult for us to think how you all maintain now discipline. Then Venerable Ananda said, very interesting here. What is that? What is that? Even the Master Gautama, from your words, even the Master Gautama passed away. We are not out of refuge. We have the refuge of the Dhamma. So Vasakara actually was asking how the group of monks, bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, stay in concord like this, stay in this full agreements. Because when Vasakara, through many experiences, know now that even the teacher has gone, the disciples of the Gautama is living harmony. So what is the reason why this happened? So Venerable Ananda answered like this: the courses of training for the monks prescribed the Patimokka. So this is very interesting. Simply we know that the Dharma is our teacher. Dharma, not only Dharma and Vinaya, both should be mentioned if we say it correctly. Both Dhamma and Vinaya are our teachers, but we have to elaborate it in order to find a better answer. The course of training based on Patimokka, Patimokka means monastic code, laid down by the Buddha, who knows and sees the Arahant and Fulena. So Venerable Anand said Patimokka, consisting of 227 for monks and 300 something for bhikkhunis. So this was uttered by the Buddha. All the things in the Vinaya said by the Buddha. So on opposite day, that's mean on the full moon day, monks wherever they are, nuns wherever they are, they gather to a particular place called Sima, and having assembled, having come together, they recite. The monk who can recite, the one who can recite well, recited each and every single aspect of Patimokkha and determined them together that we should keep this Dhamma and Vinaya as our teacher, and we follow all the principles uttered by the Buddha in the Patimokkha. If there is any mistake happens, there is a method of punishment too, and we let the accuser to think that this is not given, this punishment is not given by a group of bhikkhu, but it is from the Dhamma. So that's how we, Brahmin or minister, live in this respect way. We honor each other, esteem in each other, venerate, and having honored and respected, we get the same thing. So this is the very reason why we monks and nuns stay connected, stay peaceful even after the parinibbana of the great master Gautama. So Vasakara, the minister of Ajasattu, is still in perplexed situation. We can see from the sutta that Venerable Ananda asked these questions. Venerable Ananda was asked this question again and again. Still, I cannot believe. To me, Ajatasattu, Vasakar of the Ajatasattu, is asking a very, very clear answer. So, in layman cases, in lay society, we are not respected if we do not follow the regulations. If we do not do everything right, nobody is going to actual respect. But it is amazing to think that in the entire sasana still each and everyone respect adults and they help each other, and this is amazing. So Venerable Ananda come to the I think the core of the Sutta Gopaka Moggallana now, he says there are 10, there are 10 qualities that inspire faith that have been pointed by the Buddha, the one who sees and knows, and the Arahant and the fully self-awakened one. So if anybody has these 10 qualities, he is going to be respected, he is going to be revered, he is going to be appointed as the leader of a community of Sangha. In whomever these qualities are found, it is him that we now honor, respect, esteem, venerate, and having honored and respected and dwells in dependence on. Why this statement is made by Venerable Anand? Because again and again Vasakara was asking, if the Buddha did not appoint anyone, where do you go to get advice? Who is leading the Sangha? When there is problems, who is actually coming forward and solving those problems? So even though Venerable Ananda repeatedly said that Dhamma and Vinaya is there for us as our teachers, he was not in that mood to accept it. Perhaps he doesn't know the real meaning of it. So then Venerable Ananda happened to say that if anybody has these 10 qualities, he is going to inspire everyone, and he's been respected, venerated, and esteemed by the community. So we are going to learn these 10, and that is the core of the Gopaka Moggallana Sutta. Start with the qualities constituting an elder. This is called actually Thera Karana Dhamma. So Thera means the leader, Mahathera. We call Mahathera, Thera, Stavira. These terms in Pali, now in English too, are used for somebody who could lead a community of Sangha, even at a temple. So Thera Karana Dhamma. The first one is morally virtuous. A monk is morally virtuous, Silava. He dwells restrained by the restraint of the Patimokka, accomplished in conduct and resort, seeing danger even in the smallest fault, train himself in the course of training he has undertaken. So the first quality out of 10 that one should have for veneration is Silava. No, no mistake could happen to a leader in any society, because if you have a lot of mistakes, you are not considered as a leader, as a pathfinder for others. So Sila Vahoti means you are morally wholesome. You are an example for junior monks and monks who are under, and junior nuns, and those nuns who are under you. So you have to be, you have to show them that you verbally, physically, and mentally restrain. Right? That's called Sila. Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Jiva in the Noble Eightfold Path belongs to Sila Khanda. And when you practice the Patimokka, you are definitely going to practice the noble qualities of the Noble Eightfold Path. So the first one is Silava. The second quality out of 10 is Bahusutta. He is deeply learned, remembers what he has learned, and a store of learning, the teaching that are beautiful in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, along with its meaning and praising, which declare the holy life worthy, wholly complete, utterly pure. These are what he is deeply learned in. So when you learn the Dhamma, it has a different, it has to be done in a different way. For example, if you learn a sutta, you have to understand the sutta by name, facts, each other, and if you go to a deeper level further, you remember the Pali terms with meaning, and then of course, we know the fact that the Dhamma, wherever it is taken, it is excellent in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, so that you have to not only read, not only speak to others, you have to remember it for your own sake, and time to time take them into your mind and reflect them again and again, put them into the store, and then get it back. So likewise, throughout your life, you have to live in the Dham. So that is called deep learning, Bahusutta. In many places, this Bahusutta is discussed. It doesn't mean that you memorize all the suttas and gathas and various other elements of Dhamma very much, and it's a part of it. Having learned and memorized everything, you have to know the meaning of them, and when you have to deliver it to other people, and then you have to make sure that you fully attain to peace and happiness. So not only learning is reading skills or skills of keeping them in mind, you have to show these attainments or other achievements in your practice. So the first quality is called being virtuous, and the second quality is learning. And the next quality out of 10 is he is contented, santutto, regarding robes, alms, food, lodgings, and support for the sick and medical requisites. Basically, 4 requisites are there for the survival of monks and nuns, and you should be satisfied with whatever you receive. In today's world, we have a lot of things. We receive so many robes. We receive for sure shelter without any problem, and then chivara pindapata, clothes and food. Yes, foods are too much sometimes. Then medicine also are abandoned for us. So that in today's world, monks, we cannot find a single monk who has nothing of these four requisite. Everybody has. Everybody can be available to take them. So anyhow, uh, having those four requisite, we should be able to be happy about it. Okay, we are satisfied with the food, with the robe, with the shelter, and with the medicine. So in the spiritual sense, it you when you become happy, it means you know the limit of using these things, right? And santutti means you of course are happy about it. At the same time, you know why I use this. The first quality is virtue, moral virtuous. Second quality is deep learning, bahusutta. And third quality is contented. Contented. The fifth one is he attained at will, without trouble, without difficulty, four jhanas that constitutes the higher mind. Chatu jhana abhichesika. Abide in that is pleasant here and now. So the fourth quality out of 10 one should have is the ability to attain to four jhanas. First jhana, the second jhana, and the third jhana, and the fourth jhana. So if anyone is able to do it, it means he has, of course, previous qualities. Otherwise, you are not going to attain to samadhi or jhana level. Since you have been having morality in your life, and then the learning, and then the santuti, it's easier for anyone to attain to first jhana, second jhana, and fourth jhana, because your background is clear. Your immediate past with dharma is there always, so that your mind is inclined into peace and happiness. So four jhanas are talked as a factor here as the fourth one, and the fifth one is uh, fifth one. After this fourth one, the other four are about special knowledges. First is supernormal power, super knowledge. This is called six type of Chalabijna, six type of knowledges. First one is manifold psychic power. It means that you can become couple of people. You become one and create a few similar bodies around you, who talks, who of course do all kind of things like the real one. That's called Iddhividanyana, and you can walk through walls and water, and so many things could be done with the power of your mind when you especially attain to this particular abhinya. Now you know what kind of things further we find here. The divine eye elements, the chakku. So by that you can see the living beings passing away and arising into various level, but not like the Buddha. Other could not do much. But the Buddha, he is able to look at everyone using his knowledge. But monks who actually gain that skill may not be able to do whatever the Buddha says, because of the vast knowledge of the Buddha and less knowledge of the other monks. So here, that is Iddhivida and divine eye. And then next one is knowing the minds of others. Cheto pariyaya. That is also significant knowledge. And then next one is recollects his manifold past existence. We call this Ubbe Nivasanusati. So the Buddha or any monk who is able to see his own path into a certain extent, it means that he has gained this knowledge, Ubbe Nivasanusati. Then we can find the next is divine eye, clairvoyance. So the one who has this particular knowledge can say the cycle of what do you call, the way the beings die and the way the beings again reborn. So you can see all these things from with this particular skill divine eye. By realizing himself, by realizing for himself or her through direct knowledge, right here and now, with the destruction of the mental influxes, he attained and dwells in the influx, freedom of mind, freedom by wisdom. So the next important knowledge after these wonderful, extraordinary knowledges is called asavakya jnana. That jnana is always about destruction of those cankers. So cankers means asava. So that is the sixth one. Then Venerable Anand said, these are the 10 qualities that inspire faith that have been pointed out by the Buddha, the one who sees and so forth. So these are the 10 qualities that anybody can has and get revelation from other people. So then we can find the conversation again between Vasakara and another lower minister of this particular king. They were having a discussion about normal thing, and we go back to Vasakara. Vasakara praises this Dhamma and meditation very much. He said, where are you, Venerable Ananda, now? Living for these couple of days. I might stay at the bamboo grove in this Rajagaha. Then then Vasakara said that, yes, I think so. I think the same thing, that you should stay at this particular place because this is a place where anybody can stay and meditate. So stay here. Then Venerable Anand also said bamboo grove is delightful. It's less voice, and it's a particular place. So that Venerable Ananda stayed there, a kind of meditation the Buddha reject. The Buddha Brahmin neither praise all kinds of meditation, nor does he nor does he not praise all kinds of meditation. So the conversation is going on and on certain things. Anyway, when the Buddha talks about meditation, Venerable Anand says he's particularly talk about the temporarily destruction of 5 hindrances. Brahmin here, a certain person dwells with the mind obsessed with sensual lust, overcome by sensual lust, and does not know according to the reality the escape from the sensual lust. Kama samudaya and kama vemattata and viparinama, kama adinama. So if you know all these things, right? So that is the meditation Buddha talks about. Any meditation we would do, we would be able to let go of kama, the desire for kama. If you have a strong feeling on kama, in other words, you are not going to get any samadhi at all. That's the thing Venerable Ananda explained here. So not only sensual lust, kama chanda, vyapada, teenamidda, uddacha, kukkucha, vichikicha, these are the barriers for successful meditation. And if anyone guide us, they should do for the purpose of letting go of hindrances. So here again we see the conversation goes, the kind of meditation that the Buddha praises, then nothing but whatever meditation subject you can get out of experience. So what exactly we all need to do, despite the differences of meditation technique, to reach to samadhi experiences, leaving for harmful qualities for first jhana, for hindrances, and then other wonderful things. So attainment to first jhana, second jhana, and third jhana, and fourth jhana is the Buddhist meditation, he says. So then Vasakar departed from the place, and then Venerable Ananda advised Gopaka Moggallana in many ways, and there is nothing special happen at the end. For the blessed one is the one who opens the path where there is none. So again, Venerable Ananda repeated that statement. It is the Buddha who showed us the path. It is the Buddha who explained everything properly. So what we need to do is to calm and peaceful and get this Dhamma from the Buddha, as he said, and be victorious of this Dharma of this life. So that is being highlighted in couple of places, like this end of the sutta. So that is very important. So basically, what we know from this sutta is that why the Buddha did not appoint a particular monk to handle the Sangha order, because it's not going to happen. So Buddha knew it from own experience. So that the Buddha thought that I kept the Dhamma I discover as my teacher at some point of my life, and he showed it by looking at the Bodhi tree for a week or so, so that it was not difficult or time consuming for the Buddha to tell at last moment that whatever Dhamma and Vinaya I told you should be kept in the teacher's position. So that's how it came. And this sutta, as I said, tells us 10 factors to be revered. And one is the first one is morally wholesome. Second one is Bahusutta. And then the third one is what you call, let me get the third one. Yeah, practicing jhana, and so I think one is missing. Anyway, then we can find those 6 particular knowledges. So this is the sutta. Gopaka Moggallana seems a devotee of the Buddha into a certain extent. That's why he was treating Venerable Ananda in such a way. And then we can find that teaching is highlighted as your teacher. And then if you want to be fully recognized by everybody, at least we would be able to attain jhanic experience. So that is what the sutta tells basically. And any Dhamma points you remember when you listen to this discourse could also be the point of discussion. So take your time, and if you have any concern on what I said based on the Gopaka Moggalla sutta, please share them with others and with us. We'll be happy to do this answering as we know. I see from Dr. Pial has raised a hand. Please take your time.
Bante, this is a very interesting sutra because it's also resonates the last words of the Buddha in Mahaparinibbana Sutta. It said if there are the 4 things rules, he said if there's someone in this some elders who say this is the teaching of the Buddha, do not accept it or reject it. Just go word to word with the Dhamma and Vinaya. If it's accordance with the Dhamma Vinaya, then go with it. If not, this good monk has mistaken or some gone a bit of, on the wrong path. So just don't scold him or scold, but just ignore that. So always put in the content of Dhamma and Vinaya. Now here he doesn't talk about Abhidhamma because Abhidhamma was the post-canonical, I think post Buddha, because otherwise he would say, Dhamma, Vinaya and Abhidhamma. He never said Abhidhamma. Always he said Dhamma and Vinaya. Even in this sutta is Dhamma, Vinaya. This is how long? Maybe soon after the Buddha's passing away. Maybe this sutta. Maybe perhaps we don't know the timing. I guess for sure, but this is after
it's
the time.
only a matter of assumption that it could, or because we cannot see that Venerable Ananda was in Rajagaha. Of course, he came to Rajagaha because the first Sangha Council happened in Rajagaha. So could be between the passing away of the Buddha and first Sangha, beginning of Sanghana, even before, after, it could happen even after the Sanghana. We don't know yet.
Okay.
But it is for sure that Venerable Ananda delivered this. The Sutta itself says that this is soon after the Parinibbana of the Lord Buddha. Could be a couple of months, could be even after that, because it tells clearly that the Buddha did not appoint any monks
Yes.
to lead the Sangha, but the Dharma. So, of course, it was said by the Buddha at the last moment too. And when the Sangha Council started, it is confirmed. Maybe because Venerable Ananda had the authority to tell this, because he was the closer to the Buddha other than any other monks.
Yeah. Even he didn't want to appoint arahats too, because who knows, in the time to come, Buddha thought maybe the arahats are no more, but the Dhamma still remains pristine, like Swakata. So I guess still people can learn from the Dhamma than one person who's been appointed as a teacher or like a leader. Interestingly, I mean, and also the 10 factors, I guess, some those supernormal powers may not be, they're optional, right? Again, the asavakya, reaching the destruction of all tens is the key. And also you don't see Buddha's samadhi or teaching as the four jhanas. They here it's not four arupa jhanas are not spoken about, right? This is Buddha's meditation is the four jhanas. So samadhi again is illustrates Samma Samadhi is the four jhanas. Nothing, arupa jhanas are on top of, like, additional form of attainments.
That's right. So it's very clear that Buddha, we added here, the Venerable Ananda added here, anything and everything, anything discovered by the Buddha. So in that regard, Arupa Jhana are not purely Buddha's teaching. He was adding them into the system in a more suitable way after the attainment to four jhanas, because attainment to four jhana could be, of course, not could be. Attainment to four jhana takes place when you overcome hindrances, which mean the layer of a craving into a certain extent is cut off. But we don't see that those disciples prior to the Buddha attained to Akasananchayatana and other Arupa jhanas by doing so. So that
those hindrances are not mentioned in the Arupa jhanas.
So that's why it did not become a teaching of the Buddha, because whatever the attainment Buddha talks about, they are all based on destruction of some sort of craving. Because so attainment to four jhanas begins.
So these people who have attained Arupa jhanas could still have the cravings, the lust, sensual desires, the angers, like in full of them, right? They're not attain any of the, even the attainments of the Sotapanna, or we don't know, right? We don't know, maybe, but at least Anagami, because it's not being broken. The fetters probably might be even there in these people, right?
Definitely.
Interesting, Sudha. Thank you so much for sharing it.
You're welcome. So, when you have the Pancha Abhijñā, put the last one little bit out of it for the sake of discussion. Pancha Abhijñā, Dibba Sota, Dibba Chakku, Paracitta Vidana, clairvoyance, mind reading, and divine mind, divine ear, and so forth. They are not necessary for the attainment to enlightenment, but if you have them, you can serve the world better. So, in this regard, Venerable Anand says, if anyone has these five, in additions to the last one, he is respected very much because the community in monks and nuns in the community and even lay people will respect him too much because oh, this monk has so many powers, and so that is why Venerable Ananda added this into the list. But from the point from the Dhamma point, we know that Asavakya is the most important knowledge out of six.
So the
Other
Cheto
five,
Vimukti might have all these factors, but maybe not so much with the Prajna Vimukti. They may just go straight to Asavakya. Right? I mean, I'm sorry, I did interrupt you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, yeah, from various point of view, we also like to see one is doing miracles, right?
Yeah.
So how about a monk? Or how about a monk or nun or a lay person? It doesn't matter whoever it is.
Yeah.
How about this? If somebody come to the downtown Toronto, close to CN Tower, and he or she jump into the sky and make the whole city dark in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Very impressive. But Buddha said not to Pindolabadha Sutra. I think there was a sutra where this monk had did some special powers. Took from a tall bamboo pole. He took I think a bowl. Took it and Buddha was very not so happy. He said, "Why do you want to removing the clothes in public, something like that?" So he didn't encourage the monks to perform these supernormal powers unnecessarily, but only if necessary situations where you need to kind of convince someone. There is this is the some kind of a special way to convince. Some people are not very convinced or something like that. I don't know, not or certain situations, but very rarely he uses.
That's true. And perhaps we could think that why didn't the Buddha use his beautiful, wonderful, marvelous powers to in front of Satchaka and various other people, because they would definitely come to the teaching. We could argue, but Buddha did not use that kind of thing because Adesana Pratiharya is the one he used very much, and he asked monks to use also, because by explaining the Dharma, you can make miracle. That's the miracle we have to do.
Otherwise, it'll become a magic show, pretty much.
Magic show, yes. And by seeing extraordinary thing, people do not develop Shraddha. People maybe trying to get it, not following the training principle. So, for example, if a monk jump into the sky without any help and he stays in the space, beautiful, with the kind of light in his body. So young people who have curious about it might find it in various ways, going from monastery to monastery, because their instinct is to find how to get that experience. But it is against the Dharma, because in order to find that kind of thing, he should be able to morally wholesome first and practice various other basic things. We can expect that those people may not be able to practice those things. So that's why Buddha did not recommend for anyone to do such miracle, because people who have no understanding about the whole teaching would follow something harmful.
Ajahn jokingly says that I could fly through the air, only I had to buy a plane ticket.
Yeah. Is that when dying, going to the divine world is easier when we fly, and if there is any plane crash happen, right? You might die in the plane, and so it's a matter of joke, right? So he wanted to open people's mind that divine world is not in the sky, or elsewhere. So it could be somewhere, but out of saying something interesting, he uses those things.
Yeah. Thank you, Bante.
Yeah. Anyone who would like to shed light on the topic by saying anything? So Gopaka Moggalana. So remember this sutta. If you want this information, if in any case, if you want, Venerable Ananda reconfirm that the Dhamma is the teacher for us right after the Buddha's parinirvana, where we don't have the close affection from the Buddha, but we have the affection from the Dhamma. Dhamma is our guideline. Dhamma is our refuge. So that is this sutta is after the Buddha's parinirvana. This is another sutta that Venerable Ananda uttered from the beginning to the end at the first Sangha Council. That's why we repeatedly saying that this discussion happen between the Buddha's parinirvana and the first day of the Sangha Council, because Venerable Ananda say this to the group of monks in the first Sangha Council, and then we can find that from the lay people side, from Minister Vasakar, this thing came into existence that if we want to get respect, we have to be perfect on what we do. So then Venerable Anand also said that, okay, we don't have a particular appointed monks from the Sangha community to lead it, but we have the Dhamma. Anyhow, we respect the Sangha leaders. We keep some sort of monks as our leaders if they have these 10 qualities. We know from the Dhamma that these 10 qualities could not be gained by anyone just mere wishing. They have to be masters on the Sila Samadhi and Panya. Then only they become fully qualified monks who has these 10 qualities. Sometimes we cannot expect these Panchabhinya from everyone. If monks attain to full enlightenment by destruction of craving, they haven't gone through those Cheto Vimutti, all these 9 stages of jhana, rupa, and so forth. They don't have that skill, but they are still arahant. So being an arahant is a quality for you to become a leader of a community of monks and nuns. Anyhow, Venerable Ananda emphasized these 10 factors and gave a full answer to Minister Vasakara and also Gopaka Moggalana. Yes, we respect monks.
Were they impressed, or they just got up and went? Didn't they say, I'm going to... I didn't say that they were quite taken into the robes or like or the...
No, they didn't, because they became happy about what Venerable Ananda said, but they are still ministers and they are
I have work to do.
yeah, we don't see them become monks.
Or even going refuge, right? They didn't say, are they Buddhists, like were they, or they didn't say I'm taking
from yeah, like others, some we all know the fact that some express their utter shraddha on this fact that from today I take the refuge of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha and consider me as the disciple of the Noble Triple Gem, but we don't see them do so. Because they were by that title Buddhist. We cannot put them into that category.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it the upasaka meaning? I'm just asking questions because there's no other. Is upasaka meaning a person who undertaken these 3 refuge, like a Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha? That's a definition.
One definition is, that is one definition. So you become a upasaka because you refuse the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha and undertake the training rules. The other simple definition could be you are closer, upasaka, the one who get closer to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So what you said is right, because Uposatha Sutta and Sutta, where the Buddha encourage lay people to practice 8 principles. He says that being upasaka means you are having these things in your life. Yeah. But this title is not used anymore, especially Buddhist, mainland of Buddhism, because I don't know other countries, but in Sri Lanka it is not used anymore as other title, because when you hear this word upasaka and upasika, a picture comes to our mind with a person, or a person with a white clothes, right? With a cloth on the shoulder, but it's not what it means. Upasaka means you adhere to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and promise yourself to follow the training principles.
So when you talk about the Sangha, Upasaka, Upasika is included, right? The monks, the nuns, or the bhikkhunis, bhikkhuni, Upasaka, Upasika.
Yeah.
Right.
They are the fourfold disciples, and everyone has equal rights. If I talk about, if I take that word rights, in the sasana, perhaps lay people have few training Vinaya rules, but everyone has the same approach, and everyone can do the same thing in the order, because the Dhamma is for fourfold disciples, not for the monks, not for the nuns.
So
It's
not exclusive. There's nothing exclusive for
Indeed.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, is there anyone who wants to say something? If not, we would end today's discussion, because tomorrow is our Foyer Day, which some people come and observe still from the morning to the evening time. So, and I have another couple of important things to do. So, if you don't have any other questions, I might end today's Sutta discussion. The Sutta we discuss is Gopaka Moggallana Sutta. This Gopaka Moggallana is a huge clan in that society. We have Moggallana Thera, and then Ganaka Moggallana, then this Moggallana, and Moggallana is a very respected Brahmin clan. So we can see that they were very dedicated disciples of the Buddha, and they were Brahmin, but they entered into the order as disciples by understanding the Buddha's teaching. So Gopaka Moggallana Sutta number 108 in Majjhima Nikaya is the sutta we discussed, and I hope we covered the factors of the sutta into a certain extent. And if you want to read it, and keep it in mind that this sutta is delivered by Venerable Anand. So with that in mind, we are going to go. Wish you all blessings. This is the time period that we as Sri Lankans got Buddhism from Venerable Mahinda. As a result of the Third Sangha Council happened in Patna, and we don't see any much evidences about the Third Sangha Council. I mean, physical, ruins. Anyhow, we respect this venerable Mahinda for what he did for us, and since Mahavihara started with the advice of Venerable Mahinda, the Buddhism is preserved in Sri Lanka, and is still today. We get it pure. We get pure Buddhism from it, and so our venerations and thanks goes to Anubuddhu. That's mean second only to the Buddha for us. So we respect him, and his blessings should go to each and everyone in Sri Lanka and elsewhere. So we keep that in mind. And the Poya Day was yesterday, and tomorrow I think many temples take the opportunity to practice Dhamma in the name of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha in respecting Venerable Mahamahinda. So, with that in mind, we go, and the merits we accumulated from this Sutta discussion should go to you equally, and may you be able to practice Dhamma soon and confirm your enlightenment. Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.